Hello, welcome, it's me. I haven't disappeared, I'm still around on Gaia. Yeah, we went away to a family reunion down south in England, but down south. So that's where I went the last few days. But I'm happy to say that all the road trips for the English summer are now completed. No more road trips, I've done it all. We've actually done 3 road trips, up north to see family, down south to see family, and Glastonbury, UK. So we're done now. I'm staying put now. I'm gonna pull some cards for and I can't really remember. I think for August we did twin flame, soulmate and relationship. So this is just going to go into September now. September, and it's going to be twin flame, emotionally avoidant person. But as you know, it doesn't have to be a twin flame. It could be somebody you met after your twin flame where there's still some emotional avoidance going on. I think that often does happen after a twin flame connection. You can meet another person that kind of carries the twin flame torch. Now, if you hear noises all of a sudden, I do apologise. It's because I've got these guys. You can see a guy. You can see him walking. I'm 3 floors up, but they're on scaffolding. There's nothing I can do about it. It's just so if you hear sudden noises, I do apologise. We're going to use the sexual tarot. I was a bit like, shall we, shan't we? And then I thought, oh, let's just do it. Let's just do it, because there's obviously chemistry, attraction with this person. For some of you, it is a very sexual connection. For some of you, it's more the chemistry side of it. But there is quite a lot of imagery in these cards which can be useful. So I thought, let's just do it. Because I did say that I would keep this deck as our one for relationship readings. But, there's a couple of things I want to mention. You may have found August a very intense month when it comes to your love connection, because we've had a month where we've had 2 supermoons. Yeah, the full moon as a supermoon. And when you get 2 in a month, that is a blue moon, because it happens once in a blue moon. It's like we're not having that happen again till about 2033 or 2034, something like that, where we're going to have 2 full supermoons in 1 month. It's that rare. Obviously, we have the Lionsgate portal, which I don't really, for some reason, Spirit doesn't get me involved very much with that one. Even though I know it's big. I don't know why. Whatever. I just go with whatever my spirit guides do with me. But for a lot of you, I know August is always big because of the Lionsgate. And then on top of that, there's been some kind of energy reset this week as well, which I do agree with. It's somebody on Facebook that shares things. I don't really follow a lot of her work, but occasionally things pop up and I do seem to resonate with what she's saying. And she looks more at the solar energy and things like that coming to Gaia. And she said that basically this week she had seen, well, it was kind of yesterday or day before, that she had actually seen signs that we were having a reset, which to her basically means that we are sort of having some kind of reset, I feel, within ourselves. She said it's a reset with relationships and either people leaving your life or people getting closer to you, which I agree with. But I do think the reset was essentially within ourselves. Something very fundamental and deep resetting within you, which will therefore fundamentally change this relationship. So let's see what the cards say. So yeah, August, if you have felt August has been really intense for this connection, that's probably the reason why, because August has been a very energetically intense month. Ahead, focus on what's in front. Okay, so it's just looking at everything with fresh eyes, isn't it? Just completely fresh all of the time. And that's what my guru, Ramana Maharishi, you can see the pictures of my gurus behind me, and Ramana Maharishi is that guy. You can't really see it. But anyway, Ramana Maharishi was teaching about everything being fresh, because everything is. There's only the present. So let's see recent past for this connection. Got the 5 of Cups. So there's been a despondency. A 6 of Wands. You know, you've had some success. That card as well. 3 of Cups. Yeah. I feel, you know, you've had some success in terms of attracting attention. You may have been enjoying yourself more. You may have been a bit more frivolous than normal in August in different ways. Doesn't have to be sexually. I know these cards are very sexual. Some of you might have had some different encounters with different people. But certainly, you know, you could have been socialising more, you could have been experimenting more, you could have been a bit more naughty than normal. And it's kind of like on both sides, there's been this feeling of, you know, just disappointments, really. It's been hard to snap out of disappointments with this connection and feel really happy with it, you know. So what's going on as we go in, sort of leave August and we go into September? You can see a guy behind. I'm so sorry. Why Spirit is doing this to me, I don't know. Right, 4 of Wands. There is this stabilising occurring, and I think this is probably what the reset thing is about, because I said I feel like it is a reset within ourselves. I felt a huge shift yesterday, literally. I wanted to do zodiac readings today, but Spirit has not allowed that to happen, and that's quite unusual, because I don't do many of these relationship readings anymore, because Spirit often blocks me from doing them. But I think Spirit obviously wanted this to be done. And this is the 4 of Wands. This is about more stability. Oh, he's banging right outside. This is about more stability. And I feel a closeness, okay? And I feel you being more real with yourself about what's really important to you, and not playing games anymore. Yeah, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is a much better form of judgment. I feel there has been some games, all right? Some games between you both. And these games have basically been silly and a bit pointless, because quite honestly, neither of you have replaced the other one, from what I'm seeing in these cards. So the games have been silly, but sometimes we need a bit of a break, don't we? Because the attachment stuff brings up the ego too much. Sometimes we need space, we need a break, and then we can sort of reset ourselves. And I feel like that's what's happening as we finish August and go into September. It's like, okay, I'm going to stop doing these things now. I've had a break from this person and situation. I can now see it with fresh eyes. I can now be more real with myself. I don't need to play a role with myself or create a fake identity. Why don't I just be me and just be real, you know? And so you're definitely making better judgments now and as you go into September. And there's the possibility for a bit more stability between you and this person. There's definitely commitment there, and it's the more sound judgments you make, the better stability there's going to be with this person. The person you think about has fond memories of you. They are quite sentimental about you, really. They've got the 6 of Cups, okay? So they're definitely thinking about you. There is definitely the fact that you don't really get replaced in their minds. They've got the Queen of Swords, so they give off a harsh energy. They can be quite cold. They're basically quite bitter about certain things that have happened to them, and it's a bit silly, really. They're trying to protect themselves. That's the thing. This person is trying to protect themselves because of wounds that they've had in the past, but they can't really get over you. They think about you. They have fond memories. They feel much more softer and gentler around you. You bring something out in them that they can't normally show, because normally they're like a Queen of Swords. Even if they're a masculine energy, it's just an energy of somebody who's quite bitter and has a very clear vision, and they're quite controlling in the way that they do things, and they can be quite blunt, but then it's deep down, it's because they're trying to protect themselves, you know. So when they're thinking of you, their softness comes out. Oh dear. So they are thinking about being more present in your life. They've got the Six of Pentacles. They're thinking about you know, being more present and a bit more available to you, which is good. You've sort of, I feel like you are just really laying it out there now, and it's like, look, you know, I'm not messing about, I'm here, you know, it's up to you, sort of thing. That I really do feel you, as a collective soul family, us, we've moved away from some of the distractions and things we've been doing, you know, because we did feel down, but then at the end of the day, we felt down about the connection because it wasn't really giving us what we wanted. So we've sort of gone off and had some fun, done some other things, you know, which has been good for us. And I think it has had its benefits, you know, like I said, it's created that healthy space for us to kind of get back in our power and raise our vibration. And I think that as a soul family, I think our vibration has significantly raised this year. Now we're just going to make much better judgments right from this reading, really from yesterday going forwards. You know, we're making much more sound judgments and we're more stable in ourselves. You know, so it's like we're not messing about. We're just like, look, here we are. Do you want to come and get me? Do you want to speak to me? I'm here. I'm not mucking about with other people or other situations, you know. I think we're just a bit tired. It's like, oh, I just can't be bothered with any games, you know. I am here, you know. It doesn't. Now, the Six of Swords shows up as well. I mean, the Six of Swords. Oh, I'm having a brain block. This always happens with different decks. Let me have a look. Six of Swords, moving forward more smoothly. Right, okay. I think this person, they're definitely thinking about being more available and just being more present. I think they sense that you know, that it's up to them, which is a bit naughty, really. But I do. I think they sense that, you know, they know you're there. They sort of know, really, that they can come and go as they please, which I know that sounds a bit nasty, but I'm just saying what comes out my mouth. But I think it's different this time. I don't feel it's coming from a place of lack within us, like we're desperate for this person and it's like, you know, oh, I'm in pain when this person's not around. I don't think it's really like that anymore, because we've already pulled away, and sort of with the Three of Cups and the Six of Wands, we've already pulled away and kind of had our fun, you know. And if anything, we've been sort of a bit more standoffish and thinking, well, we've got other options and other things we could be doing, and we've been exploring those things. And we've found our power again as a soul family. We definitely have. So it's like, well, yeah, this person does think they can walk in and out. They know we're sort of basically there for them. And that's just the way it is really at the moment. You know, because we're being more real and authentic, you know, because the thing is, if they're this person is obviously emotionally unavailable, right? Bitter, guarded, protective of themselves, cold, right? I mean, it doesn't paint a very good picture, does it? But, you know, this is what they're like. And sometimes what happens is our ego's been triggered because we felt quite hurt by that. And so then we've kind of wanted to prove a point in a way. In some ways it's been good because I think we have needed to pull back and regroup within ourselves and find our power again, separate to that person, because we were becoming too dependent and drawn in. But now I don't think it's like that. Now I just think it's like, you know, I know I'm a lot more peaceful in myself and centered now. So I actually observe it differently now. And I think you're going to be observing it differently now as well. It's almost like you can observe this person with compassion. You know, it's almost just feeling a bit sorry for them because they're still a little bit caught up in those games, whereas we're not. You know, we're sort of more secure in ourselves now. How they feel, yeah, they do have their boundaries up still. They've got the 9 of Wands, which is a bit defensive, but they also do feel like if they persevere as they are, they can still have us in their life. It's a bit cheeky, that energy. They've got the Knight of Pentacles. There is a genuineness here. It does feel that it's very hard for this person to get close. But it feels like in their own way, they are trying. And in their own way, they will come closer in time, but it is just very slow going. They've got so many wounds, you know, you're dealing with somebody that's got so many wounds that they have their barriers right up and they have to progress things and move in their own pace and their own way. But, I mean, with the 9 of Wands to the Knight of Pentacles, you know, there is a bit of give and take here, you know, not loads. Don't get too excited. There's not loads, but there is a bit of give and take that I'm seeing. You know, they can see that you are making efforts to accommodate them and, you know, ease their wounds, shall we say, and be kind, and they know you're being genuine. So I think they're starting to be, you know, slowly, gradually a little bit more genuine towards you as we go into September. So I do feel, and it's because you're making better judgments. You're not, like I said, you're not, you see them going unconscious, right? They act all unconscious all the time because they get triggered so easily by the intimacy and the closeness that happens periodically. There's closeness and intimacy periodically, and then they freak out, and then they freak out about their issues and things like that, you know. And then normally what we do, we get super hurt and super sensitive, slip into our ego, get really reactive, and then we do really disconnected things that we don't really want to do, you know. Whereas now it's like there's less of that going on. I feel like as a soul family we've burnt so much off the last 6 months. Like this year, since January, we've burnt off so much ego and pain body that we're just a clearer vessel, you know. It's like, you know, when you can really hold that space for people, and it's not because you're needy, it's just because you're just conscious anyway, and you're centered in yourself anyway, and it's almost like you're just not as affected by this person. So there's less games. We're not playing games back, just tit for tat with them every time we can just see them go unconscious and hold our ground and just be like, okay, well, you are really being quite immature. And I think they're starting to sense in September, there's a different quality to us as a soul family. And they're starting to sense that, and there's a little bit of comfort in that. I think your person's feeling a bit more comforted and a bit more stable by you, because you're just more, we're just more grounded and resilient, and that's what this person needs. Let's have a look at the how they want to move forward. 10 of Cups. They do want to. I mean, 10 of Cups is wishes fulfilled. They do want certain things. This is somebody who definitely doesn't like to settle for anything. They've got the King of Swords. They want to be in control, but they do want happiness with you. But they want to feel like the cat that's got the cream. They want to feel like, and it is ego. I mean, you are basically dealing with somebody who's got quite a lot of ego, I'll be honest with you. That does come through all the time in the twin flame reading, or this emotionally avoidant person. And the best way to look at it is it's just serving you to reduce your ego. Because ultimately we're not here for relationships. What we're ultimately here to do is reduce down our karma so that our next life will be better. So this person who's got a lot of ego, it's similar to the amount of ego you had when you met them. Your egos might have been different, but there was still a very similar amount of ego there. But I feel as a soul family, we're reducing our ego down all the time. We don't want to feed our ego. We do want to be more humble, more accepting, more peaceful. Your person still does have quite a lot of ego. But, the more our ego simmers down, it will start to happen for them as well. Maybe not as fast or as much, but the main way to look at it is, Spirit, God, is basically bringing you this person to, make you more humble and more accepting that you don't always get what you want. And that's the best way I can to see it. The best way you can see it is like that. It's not like you're a doormat. I know that's how this person's made you feel at times, but it's not about that. It's just about the fact that God is trying to teach you something through this person. And what is God trying to teach you? God's trying to teach you to be in your highest and best and conscious, no matter what silly things this person's doing, because they are quite silly, really. They are very guarded. I mean, to have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, they're controlling. They like to be in control, but maybe that's a bit of a, it is a little bit of a dynamic, which maybe we quite like. We're probably the more submissive. And maybe we quite like that dynamic, and it can work, And I think they want it to work. With the 10 of Cups, I think they want it to work, but they want it to work in their way. The main thing is, as long as you're not getting abused or anything like that. But, it's using the connection for your spiritual learning. So what's hidden that you don't see is the 7 of Pentacles. Interesting. There's a long-term comfort in this connection. That hasn't happened for a while. 7 of Pentacles twice. Look how comfortable they are together. There's a comfort coming in September with this connection. It's getting more comfortable and more stable, and that's a reflection of the fact that you're becoming more comfortable and stable within yourself. And that's why this connection is going to finally start being a bit more comfortable and a bit more relaxed. You know, so all right, they're still controlling a lot of the times the way this relationship goes. They can still be quite cold and guarded, but at the end of the day, they're noticing that you're more stable, you're more calm, that you're still there. I mean, I don't think they can probably quite believe that you are still there. And that is really starting to relax this person. And I feel like it's quite healing for this person. And I know you might still get fed up at times and think, God, what is the point? Why am I having to go through this? Why is it so slow? Why is it so bloody painful? But, you know, Spirit's trying to teach us as a soul family to be more patient, to be more humble, to be more resilient in ourselves, you know, to just be more sort of like unaffected, you know. I think as a soul family, we've always been very sensitive, probably overly sensitive. And that was because of the pure amount of pain body we were carrying. When you've got a lot of pain body, you're extremely, extremely sensitive to everything. And Spirit is just trying to get us to master the art of being more centered. Yeah, more centered as spiritual oneness. Because all of this is an illusion, and we should be able to just be the consciousness we are, the spirit that we are. You know, no matter what's going on around us, right? So you think of this person as sort of like a spiritual teacher to us, helping us understand that we've got to learn this now. We've got to now master the art of being less sensitive, you know. And so it's, first of all, you have to burn the pain body off. You can't just become less sensitive overnight. This person's triggered us thousands of times because of how bounded they are, cold, controlling, detached. You know, all of them things has really hurt us, but think of how much that's helped us to purge out. And then the less pain body you've got, it starts to become easier to be more centered and less affected, you know? And ultimately, that's what Spirit wants us to become. You know, because the less affected you are and the less sensitive you are, the more you can stay centered, you're more able to give out consciousness to Gaia, you know, and you're more able to maintain that consciousness vibration. You know, and that's what we're really here to do. So this person, I mean, we're not going to thank them because we're still human and they drive us nuts. But Spirit is trying to reassure us that this is all going to be worth the long-term effort for ourselves, you know, but also the relationship. The advice from Spirit, they've got the Fool, right? So you might have to embark on a new adventure or something new to do with this connection in September. The first card was looking ahead. Fresh eyes, you know, just new enthusiasm, remembering that you are whole and complete within yourself. You are not dependent on this person. Ten of Cups comes out again, so we've got the Ten of Cups twice. I do think there is going to be some nice stuff going on in this connection in September. There's going to be some happiness. There's going to be more wish fulfillment, you know. It might make you nervous at times, but it's worth stepping over the edge. Okay, and then there's definitely an ongoing attraction between you and this person. There is going to probably be meetings between you both. It's going to sometimes feel testing still with the Ten of Wands. it is still going to feel testing. And if you want to make it easy for yourself, drop whatever habits you've been doing that may have been distractions and things like that. Try to just, I mean, I know it's easy for me to say, but it's not really, because I'm actually doing this myself. It's about us really having a relationship with spirit first and foremost. You know, this relationship with spirit has to be our primary relationship. And then that is us as consciousness. So just give up anything really, as much as you can, that takes you out of that vibration, because that's going to serve you. You know, and there'll be more progress if you do that, because the Three of Pentacles represents progress. I do feel September could be a real turning point in this connection. It's still just the beginning, but you are probably going to be giving up some of the things you've been doing. I know I might be. That were just not necessary anymore. They were necessary before, because we had a lot of pain body, we were quite depressed and anxious and stuck, and so we were trying to do things we could to sort of cheer ourselves up and sort of have our own sense of independence. But, you know, we don't really need to be doing anything now. I think we've done a lot of clearing work through August. Loads of clearing's been done. And it's easier for us to stay consciously aligned. And, you know, like I said, observe this person when they're being controlling, you know, like this and this. And just be grounded as a Queen of Pentacles and just make good judgments for yourself regardless. It will get easier for us to have compassion for this person when they go unconscious. I don't think we're quite there yet. I know I'm not. I wouldn't say that when my person goes unconscious, I've got compassion. But I'm definitely noticing I have experienced a reset this August, and when they go unconscious, I'm able to just really focus and keep myself consciously aligned and remind myself they're going unconscious right now. I'm not gonna copy that vibration. They want to go off and do unconscious things, let them. It's just unconscious behaviour. It's just their ego playing out. And then it will just simmer down. The more silent you are and the more grounded you are as this Queen of Pentacles in consciousness. Remember, you've got the Four of Wands as well. So we're becoming more stable. I can't even pick the card up. Yeah, we're becoming more stable. And it's like, I think we know deep down that this person, and I don't mean this in an egotistical way, but I think we know deep down that this person's not really going anywhere. And it's now we're getting more mature to just deal with it, you know. But it's an easier way to deal with it when you depersonalise it and remind yourself this is all a play. We're all actors in a play. And my first relationship is with spirit and maintaining a conscious alignment. What is spirit? You know, spirit can only be bringing these people to us because there's still things that we need to learn, and there's still more work for us to do in terms of becoming more surrendered, more centered, and, you know, to have that mastery, that ability to stay conscious even when unconscious things are going on around us. And for some reason, we've got such an attachment to this person, such a love for this person. We're able to learn some of these masteries that we would just walk away from it, say, oh, I can't be bothered with this. But this person, there's something about this person that keeps us fixed. So, you know, it's like a really good spiritual exercise for us, and we are learning a hell of a lot from this connection, even though sometimes, yes, I've done it myself and thought I just wish it would end. You know, there we go. So that's the message today. It's quite long and it's sort of a bit like a spiritual therapy, but that's the way I work. So it just looks basically like we're more grounded. We're not going to play games. We're not going to do tit for tat anymore. We're staying centered, And this is going to sort of relax this person a bit more. Yes, they're still a bit cold and controlling, but we're going to have moments where they're relaxing with us and there's some progress starting to begin. And there is some sort of celebrating going on between the two of you, or some good things happening here as well. So it's all about moving ahead now. It doesn't matter what's gone on in the past between you and this person at all. Just cancel, clear, delete the past. Just work with right here, right now, and what's coming, okay? So sending you lots of love and peace. If you want to book in for a reading, you know you're very welcome. I'm back now. And the kids go back to school next week. So next week's going to be, you know, back to normal. And if you want an astrology set, you can either have the tarot reading, or if you do want an astrology session, if you felt very blocked with this connection, if you feel like your relationships could keep repeating over the same patterns, and you just want clarity, you know, what is it I need to be doing, Kerry, you can always book in for your astrology as well. So I'm sending you lots of love and peace, and thanks for putting up with the walkers. Oh dear. I don't know, it's all going on around me at the moment. I know what it is. It's symbolic of something, but I don't really want to say. I could tell you exactly what it is, but it is something connected to this connection for me, which is quite funny. So anyway, but I won't go into it. Peace and one love.